And Nick, we're live, baby.
We're doing it live.
He's back. He is back, baby.
I can't stay away.
You can't leave me alone, man. He comes to my door singing with chocolates and a guitar.
What did you think I would do at this moment?
I'm like, Nick, get your ass in here and take those pants off.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He did. We did. It was a big man rally. It was awful. There's a lot of cuss words and sweat everywhere.
Do not go in there.
Dude, representing it, baby.
Gotta.
Man.
Red Friday, Red Monday, red every frickin' day of the week.
Yeah, dude.
Rain, sleet, shine or snow, rooting for the Chiefs everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go, baby.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I was telling you, I kept walking outside, and my dog wanted to go outside, so I kept walking outside, and I kept, like, every time I come in, we had those, like, 5 plays where we just did really shitty on defense, and I feel like our D-backs weren't making good tackles, and so today, I went around at work, and I was talking to someone, and I was like, man, our defense did shitty. He was like, no, we didn't. We did really good. I was like, I went outside a lot, and I kept coming out. I told him, I was like, those little pockets? He's like, yeah, I know what you were talking about, like those 5 plays where we just weren't having it. So, yeah, I got a bad look on the game, unfortunately, but it was a great game from what I watched.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
First of all, I just have to ask, why the fuck did you keep coming back in?
Dude, I know. I felt like every time I left, like, I don't know, dude. Every time I left, it was just like bad luck, dude. It was like bad luck. So I should have just either stayed outside or stayed in.
Should have just stayed the hell away.
It's funny. Actually, when we were watching, remember the Super Bowl? My buddy went outside and we made a really big play, and then he came back in, and I think that's when we threw the ball and someone tipped it. I think I can't remember exactly. And I'm trying to remember the Super Bowl, even though I should remember like every second of it.
Yeah.
But it tipped it, and we were like, get the fuck back outside! And once he went outside, they made a touchdown. We're like, okay, stay out there. And then they finished the game. He's like, I'll go back and look. He even went, he's like, I'm staying out here. I'll just drink. I don't want us to lose.
It's, you ever watch that Dude Perfect Stereotypes video? It's like Super Bowl parties, and they're like, oh, dude, you're always in the bathroom when we score. He's always in the bathroom when we score. You gotta go. And he runs right back to the bathroom.
Stay in. Keep drinking. Here's a laxative. Stay in there. No, dude, it was a phenomenal game, man, and I'm glad we pulled it through. And I love what Lamar Jackson said after the game, that we're his kryptonite.
We are.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I really wanted to get into.
He was very humble about it.
He was humble, but he got humbled. That's the thing.
Yeah, he did get humbled. He definitely did.
I think now is the time where we really got to, kind of just say it. Let's stop pretending that Lamar Jackson and Mahomes are even in the same conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
if Lamar Jackson and Mahomes were machines, Lamar Jackson is that thing on the airport that just takes you forward. It's good. It gets you where you need to go, and it's efficient. But it's never going to take you to the top.
Well, see,
Mahomes is an escalator. His whole job is to just go up straight to the top.
Right. Well, Mahomes is such a unique player, right? Compared to Lamar Jackson. Yeah. I mean, Lamar is, don't get me wrong, he's a phenomenal player, but he's just not unique like Lamar, or like Mahomes. Yeah. He's not. And when he got ranked number 4, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
And Lamar got number 1.
Yeah, I was like, "Hold up!" Wait, I thought Russell Wilson got number 1. No, Lamar got number 1. Russell Wilson got number 2, and then who was 3?
Aaron overrated Donald.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even though he didn't really have that good of a year. Like Mahomes, I mean, if you look at the numbers, yeah, it was a bit of a down year, but that's because he was injured and he came back from his injury to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how he redeems his slight dip in numbers.
Well, if you just take numbers aside, like take numbers out of it, and you just watch how they play, you clearly see that Mahomes is number 1. And I try to be unbiased, because when I heard Lamar was ranked number 1, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I get number 2. And then I heard Russell Wilson was over Mahomes. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I get why, because he's kind of a veteran. He's been in the game for a minute. Very athletic, very smart quarterback. He scrambles very good. But here's the thing. When Mahomes scrambles, it's like I said, he's a unique player. It's so unique. He goes off to the side. You know what I mean? Unlike what's his face, Russell Wilson. I mean, he could go through people like crazy because he has that short stature. You know what I mean? But dude, Mahomes is just he's the Messiah, man.
He's a complete package. Whereas in Lamar Jackson, you take away his ability to run all over you, and he really doesn't have anything left.
Right.
He's not a quarterback that can win the game with his arm.
Yeah.
Mahomes is that quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happened last week. Once we, kind of took their ability to run, they didn't have the time to run the ball, so they had to pass it, and Lamar just didn't have the answer.
Yeah.
He does not play well when he's down on the scoreboard.
Right. No, he doesn't. That's the thing with Mahomes is just like you said, when we're down, he gets ramped up. Mm-hmm. I almost kind of like when we're down a little bit because I see Mahomes and I'm like, oh yeah, he's cooking up something.
I think he has his best games when he goes down a couple scores.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not just talking about our playoff run, like just in even regular season games where we go down a score or two.
Right.
Like, that's when he
gets
really just
ramped up. Yeah, and it makes it Mahomes. Another thing is Mahomes makes it interesting, which might at some points take away the stats. But I mean, come on, man. The plays he makes, the wild plays he makes.
The thing that was just so fun to watch last night alone was just, it seemed like halfway through they were having fun. They were designing these fun plays, these unique plays, these creative and disguised plays. And it's just like, that's scary when a team's having fun. They're not out there, struggling to get yards and struggling to put up points. They're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And they're getting the guys who are kind of underappreciated the ball. Mm-hmm. They got two of their big guys in the end zone. They got Anthony Sherman on that little, underhand softball toss.
Right.
And then, of course, the over-the-top to Eric Fisher, who...
our new receiver, baby! Our new receiver!
I've had my problems with Eric Fisher before, but I can't deny that was awesome.
That was so funny.
And he did good overall yesterday.
He just waddled in so big, dude. Oh, God, that was hilarious, man.
And you know what? I just found the craziest stat today. Since 1985, only 4 number 1 overall picks have caught touchdown passes.
Really?
Only 4 number 1 overall picks.
What was the other one?
The other
for the Bears, right? Isn't that a big one?
I'm not sure, but you look back and you just realize, wow, wide receivers and running backs are not number 1 overall picks in recent history. It's all quarterbacks, defensive linemen, offensive linemen. So, yeah, Eric Fisher since 1985 is one of the 4 players that has caught a touchdown pass, being a number 1 overall pick.
He probably went home in a robe like.
Oh, he was doing he did the $1 million strut.
Oh yeah, he did the McGregor. Hey, yeah, he did probably what Buckner did last game, but didn't do this game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Oh man, that is just crazy that Harrison Butker goes from being the hero, like, oh man, this guy's the greatest kicker ever.
Shit up.
And he left 4 points up there on the field. Thankfully, we could spare those 4 points, but oh man. When you're watching that game live, you're like, that is 4 points we are surrendering in what's supposed to be a shootout with Lamar Jackson. If we weren't up to the task as well as we were, like, those could have been killers.
Right, but you know what happened, right? This is what happened. He was there, voice got in his head, hey man, you won the game, don't fuck it up today. And he goes, wait, what? He turns around, he's like, what? He goes, yeah, man, don't fuck it up today. You won the game. You got huge balls, bro. Don't fuck 3 times. Remember that? You can't fuck this up. And he goes, and then he goes too far to the right, and then he's like, fuck. And then the next one too far to the right, and then he's like, okay, I gotta go to the left. The last one, he's like, okay, man, just go to the left. You can't fuck this one up. That should be 3 times in a row. Then you're gonna look like a bitch. Then you're gonna look like a fucking sellout. That's what's going to happen. And then, boom, way too far to the left. Just nicked it, man. Just nicked it. That voice in his head, because we've all been there, rather that be in wrestling or whatever, where we're back.
Technical difficulties.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Let me make sure the mic's on, actually. I always got to make sure. Even though I'm probably loud enough, but I want it to sound clean. Like Mr. Clean. Dude, come on. If I go bald, man, I'm gonna rock it. Dude, the minute I go bald, dude, I'm just gonna shave my head. Fuck the old man Danny DeVito. I can't do that, man. I can't.
I don't think I'm gonna go bald. My family has good hair genes, so.
What is it? Is it on your mom's side?
Both sides actually.
Oh, so you're
my dad does have a little bit of balding, but I've been told, like, no, you're probably gonna die with the full head of hair.
You got the thick head of hair, man. You'll be all right.
That's not the only thing that's thick.
Yeah. Your arms.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, let's get back to what we were talking about.
Buckner.
Buckner.
And the voices in his head fucking with him.
Yeah. I hope that got that. Because I was just saying how, the voices, man. He was about to get on the kick. He was just about to get there. And then all of a sudden he said, hey, dude, hey. And then he goes, hey, man, you won the game. Don't fuck this up. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? Don't fuck this up. You're going to look like a sellout, bro. You can't fuck. Boom! And then bam! He kicked that shit too far right twice. And then he tried, because he kicked it too far right, he tried to go left and he kicked it way too far left. Because that last voice was the killer. It's like, okay, now you can't fuck this up. You already fucked this up twice, dude. It was twice, right?
He missed a field goal and an extra point, so yeah, 2 kicks.
Yeah, 2 kicks. And he's like, man, what the fuck are you doing? You can't mess this up again. And he did. Fuck, dude, that sucks.
It is a big time bummer, but you know what? I think Buckner he can come back.
He'll come back.
He'll come back. I think this was a game. He was the hero last week, so he needed a game to kind of humble himself.
Yeah, he got too cocky. Like I said, the voices.
He got the South Park balls. His balls were like out here. He needed to get the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, the wheelbarrow.
Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah, dude, he had those balls strutting, and then those voices. The schizophrenia came in. Hey,
and then
man,
they just shriveled
up. Don't fuck up.
They just shriveled up to the size of an acorn.
Fucked up. Yeah, they shriveled up. Right when he had the kick, he's like, fuck.
He
lost.
Up.
One ball shriveled up.
Yeah.
And then he had too much. His weight was off. That's what was happening. His weight was off. And because his weight was off, he kicked it uneven.
You
and
can't
the ball
kick it off balance.
Can't kick it off balance with one big ball.
You need 2 big, firm balls to keep the balance.
Yeah.
And he just did not have it.
Dude, I had a buddy with a ball the size of my fist, man. I swear to God.
Dang, how often are you looking at his balls, dude?
No, we were walking one time. I'm not going to say his name, but if he watches this, he'll be like, yeah, because he's one of those guys. We were walking, we were in middle school, and we're walking down, and he goes, hey, man, dude, does this look normal? Pulls out these balls, and one ball is like that, and one is the size of my fist. We're all of us are, holy shit, bro, you need to get that checked out. He says that it's all fine now, but I don't know. At the same time, he goes, I mean, it's still a little off, but it's, he had to take some medicine or something for it.
One of our college teammates at Neo show, man, this guy.
What's that?
That was the community college I went to.
Oh, yeah, at Neo show. I thought you said he had Neo shows.
No.
Is that some of your balls?
Well, what he did have was he had a fucking whale dick because he just pull it out sometimes. He'd be like, hey man, check it out what I got. You just whip it out.
God, you monster.
You just like a big dick in a locker room. Not that I've been that guy, but I've seen it. Just slap. Just lay it on the table yeah. That's what I got.
Man, see, those guys, they don't care because they know they can show it off. And you're like, God, dude, what breaded you? What does your father look like?
They know whatever career they try and pursue, they always got to back up in porn.
Yeah.
Just be the big dick dude who's got the dick in the pizza box.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If it goes that route, then you're like, well, I can't do this. I mean, you're not going to be a garbage man. You're just going to go fuck a bunch of hoes with that monster penis, dude.
Exactly.
You just better be able to get it hard, right? Because if you can't get it hard, then you're fucked. You just got a big old floppy Johnson.
Oh, man, I love how we went from talking to the Chiefs to
talking about dicks.
Big old dicks just like that.
Hopefully, I wonder if, who has the biggest dick on the Chiefs team?
I'm going to go with, you know what? Because we've seen it, Chris Jones. His dick popped out when he did the 40-yard dash.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. It was probably I can see that being Chris Jones.
And you just even see he looks over at his coach and goes, "The dick popped out."
How do you think Kelsey's white ass feels in there? He's probably like, "Hey guys."
I think he's slinging. Come on.
He's probably slinging. He's like 6'5". He's got the piece.
He exclusively dates black chicks.
He's slinging.
He's got to be packing.
He has to be packing for sure. He has that dong on him, man. It's down to his knee. There's no way. He's 6'5", ain't he?
6'4", 6'5", something like that.
Yeah, he can't be. If he does it, that would look really off. Yeah. If I was a chick and I'd be like, dude, what the fuck?
What do you want me to do with it?
Yeah, you got long arms, you got long fingers, and then there's this. or it could just be actually 8-9 inches, but he's so big it just looks small. That could be a possibility.
It could just the overall dimensions are off. Like King Kong.
Kelsey, we need some answers, dude. Like, share, comment, Kelsey. We need some answers, bro. Let us know. Let us know.
Like King Kong could be packing like a 5-foot long dong, but because he's like 50 feet tall, it looks small.
It looks small. I wonder if Godzilla has a dong on him.
I don't know. He's a reptile. Do reptiles have dongs?
Do they?
I don't know.
I feel like one time I looked up crocodile
hey, Jamie,
penis.
can you look up reptile dicks?
Reptile. I think that actually is an episode.
I won't doubt it because they go. There's a clip where they're talking about like monkey and they're talking about gorilla and chimp dicks. Like it's like a 5-minute segment where it's him, it's Joe, Brennan Schaub, and that Brian dude.
Brian Collin.
Yeah, they're just going on about monkeys and their dicks.
I wonder if monkeys have human-like penises.
I'm not sure about chimps, but they talk about gorillas. Like, he has like a 1-incher, and they're just like, and Brendan Schaub's just like, that's disappointing, man. He's like, that's so disappointing.
That is disappointing.
And he's like, well, that actually works for them nature-wise, because if you're fighting, you don't want to fucking, you don't want that big old target.
Just freaking,
You're walking in the woods, a snake just bites it, you're done.
Dude, and I could totally see a gorilla. Like, I mean, you've seen gorillas in the zoos. They would go for that. They'd be like, they're freaking savages, man. They go right for it, bro.
You don't want to be, like, just chilling in the river, and then one of those, like, parasites that, like, crawls up your pee hole and eats your testicles to the inside out.
God, dude. Like on The Rock. Like on that one movie, The Rundown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, here's the thing, though, with gorillas. Okay, first off, let's settle this debate. Gorilla or silverback gorilla or grizzly?
Question: has the gorilla been taught jujitsu techniques?
No. No.
Then, so he won't be able to put the bear in a chokehold or anything?
I feel like they naturally know that. You don't think that gorillas just naturally know? I mean,
I'm not sure, man.
Have you ever? I mean, they can move, they can hit. I mean, I get it. The grizzly has fucking machetes, right? And can cut into the gorilla. But the gorilla can move, and I mean, he hits that motherfucker. It's probably gonna hurt.
Gorillas are also smart enough to use tools, so he's just gonna take a big old stone and smash that.
That's what I'm saying. They're more like they're human-like, man. Yeah. But they're big. They're big, human-like. Fucking bears are dumb.
But if we taught a gorilla, proper bodybuilding techniques and jujitsu, oh man, we'd have the most unstoppable creature ever. Dude,
I bet there's something like that, like hidden.
They just give these gorillas DMT and just teach them all this crazy shit.
He starts talking like man, I talk like man, and then he just fucking, the next thing you know, we're giving him fucking steroids, and he's just freaking big, and then we bred him that way, and then he's just fighting other gorillas.
We have to just like restrain him like the most like just crazy way possible. He's like, I start revolution, ape take over.
I wonder if, I wonder how steroids are made. I wonder if they took something from gorillas, dude.
To make steroids?
Yeah, but think of it. That would make kind of sense because there has to be gorilla hormones out there.
Oh, man. I mean,
I don't know. My dad was a bodybuilder. He mentions, he's like, yeah, I was on those gorilla hormones. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Then I'm like, you do kind of look like a gorilla, dude.
What's in that movie where John Cena's a drug dealer? He's like, I got this thing they use for silverback gorillas, but humans, it just makes them violently masturbate.
I don't know what movie that is.
It's called like Moms or something, because it's got Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, and they're like having a party, and they invite John Cena, who's got like tattoos all over his face.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Drug dealer's like, what do you want? Got coke, ketamine, MDMA.
I saw the commercial for that.
They got shit to make your dick hard, shit to make your dick soft, shit'll find your dick.
Shit'll find your dick. That's funny. I don't know, dude. I feel like gorillas are pretty unstoppable. Everyone says a lion is like the most dangerous, right? So if you go a lion and a gorilla, I feel like the gorilla would just fuck the lion up.
I think a gorilla would have better chances against a lion than a bear.
Bear, of course, but then you got a group of lions. The gorilla's fucked.
Yeah, I think that's one thing is that they're going by the fact that lions are mean on their own, but the fact that they hunt in packs.
Yeah, they hunt in packs for sure. Same with wolves, dude. I never knew a wolf was so fucking huge. Oh yeah. So I went to Nebraska, and Nebraska has like this safari right next to the Omaha Zoo, or down the road. I went to it, and you got like the little thingies or binoculars. You're looking. I just see a fucking wolf. I'm like, holy shit! Twilight wasn't lying, dog. These motherfuckers are huge. 'Cause I remember watching that movie. I was like, yeah, that's bullshit. They're not that big. I always thought they were like coyotes, dude.
I thought they were like like a German Shepherd
like
type
a
size.
bigger dog, yeah.
Just like maybe a little bit bigger than a German Shepherd, but no, They're big motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're huge, bro. They're fucking huge. They have to be like 600 pounds. Have to be. I did see out by my dad's. There's this supposedly, I believe it though, because when you see it, you're like, that's not a fucking dog. And this happens a lot where wolves breed with dogs, you know. And it's it's probably not alive because I was like 7 or 8 when I saw it. And there's this dog had a fucking scar on it, half husky, half wolf. Huge, man. I mean, when you see it, your butthole puckers up, dude.
I saw one of those when I was at the liquor store. I had to help carry. He got like a big stuff, so I helped carry it to his car. Opens up the back door, and I am face to face with a fucking wolf, dude. And I knew it wasn't a dog because it just had that ugly wolf face.
Yeah.
The mouth was open, so it was bearing the fangs, and I'm just like, nope. Like, I was just like, I am not going near that. You got a fucking monster in the backseat of your car? No, dude, fuck
Get
that.
down, Karen! Get down, Karen! But if you got those things from, like, birth, they probably wouldn't be if you know...
it encodes on you to be a little bit more domesticated, but that wild instinct's still there, dude.
Well, it's just like dogs. They can snap on you, you know? We still rolling? Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yeah, this thing tried to fuck with us earlier.
Yeah.
Are we a joke to you?
Are we a joke? It's Baltimore. Baltimore.
Man, they be salty. I've been seeing like the reactions. They salty, dude.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know how fucking ugly Lamar Jackson was, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I saw him last year a couple times. I think he's a good guy, though.
He's got the stupidest hair, I think. He's got the second stupidest because I think Cam has the stupidest.
Cam Newton?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Cam Newton in a minute.
Especially when he like has like one of his dreads going up. To the
yeah, that's right. Dude, he's doing all right, ain't he?
He's doing solid, not good. He's not great.
Well, he's just been in there for a while, so you know.
He's just not. He's doing what the Patriots need him to do.
Right.
Just not going that extra mile that you see some quarterbacks do.
I watched their last game. Who did they play again?
Oh, they played Raiders.
No, okay, the game before that then.
Seahawks.
I watched the Seahawks one. They won, right?
No. They got stopped at the 1 yard line in the final second.
That's right. It was a close game. I remember watching it. It was pretty decent.
And
game.
I just love how, it came full circle, you go back to the Super Bowl a few years ago. The Seahawks have the ball at the 2 yard line. They go for the pass. It gets intercepted at the 1. They lose.
I remember that.
Now, the Patriots are like, well, let's run it at the 1 yard line.
Right.
And they get stuffed.
I think if you give it time, Cam will adapt and Belichick will do his magic on him. And I think it will fit him. I don't know how long he'll be there, though. Probably I'd give it like 3-5 years, you think?
He's definitely he's well past his prime. Like, the best is far behind him.
Oh, 100%.
So there's no ceiling for him to really improve too much.
Well, he's been there for what? How many years? 12?
So, I'm not sure how many, but he's been there a while. So, but with a guy like him who relies so heavily on his mobility to be dangerous, he doesn't have a whole lot of that left.
Right.
Especially with the injuries he's had already piling up. The clock is ticking pretty close to 12, whether he wants to admit it or not.
How much longer do you think Aaron Rodgers has?
Aaron, if you asked me last year, I'd say he'd have a couple years left, but Aaron is blowing up this year. Aaron is really looking like vintage Rodgers. He's looking good. Oh,
I did watch the Green Bay game. It was a good game. They kicked ass, So, but I didn't really pay. You have to pay attention to the quarterback. You're right. Aaron did what Aaron was supposed to do, right? But
and the problem is just how that front office does not love Aaron Rodgers a whole lot. Like they don't give him that good of talent.
They don't give him credit for sure.
Instead, they draft his backup instead of drafting like a number 1 receiver like CeeDee Lamb or something. They go and draft a backup for him.
Don't you feel like I feel like he has been hyped up for a long time. I wonder if they're just fucking tired of him.
It is possible because, he's kind of one of those guys that's been so great in the regular season, but he himself has also had a tendency to kind of choke in January. So it's
he
possible
does like to choke.
That, they're tired of being good in the regular season. They want a guy who can contend for those championships.
Right.
And, the last time he went to an NFC championship, the 49ers spanked him.
Yeah.
Spanked him like a misbehaving baby.
Like a misbehaving baby. That was back when Kaepernick was playing, wasn't it?
He did get smacked by Kaepernick, but no, he went to this last NFC championship against the Niners, and Garoppolo.
You think Kaepernick will ever get picked up?
There's no upside to signing Kaepernick. He's been out of the league for like 5 years now. he's you're only signing him to be a backup.
Right.
He's going to want a big contract, and you're bringing a media storm just for a backup.
Right. I agree with that, because when people argue, they're like, I mean, I get it, you know, it's fucked up, they kicked him out or whatever, but at the same time, like you said,
he kicked himself out of the league.
Well, yeah, and it's not even just that. Since he got kicked out, him coming back, like you say, even people arguing, I keep seeing all these announcers arguing, well, he's good enough to be at least a second string quarterback. I was like, yeah, second string, man. You don't. NFL's not going to do that. You know what I mean? They're just not. They're not going to go for that. You know?
And the problem is here's what happened. Here's a timeline on Colin Kaepernick. He's with the 49ers, and this is after the whole debacle. You know,
I didn't know we were going to get into this today.
All year long, they've been giving him, this thing for kneeling for the anthem. He opted out of his contract. He left the 49ers and thought all these teams would want to pick him up, even though he wasn't that good in the games he played that last year in San Francisco.
Yeah. So his defense definitely carried him. I'll give him that. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback, but his defense
in the years he was good, he had a great defense.
Yeah, he had a great defense. Yeah. Defense carried him.
The one Super Bowl he made, he was riding off the coattails of Alex Smith playing that whole season.
Right. I don't feel like getting into the whole kneeling thing. I whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, kneel, stand. I didn't care, honestly.
I'm just giving a timeline of why Kaepernick is actually not in the league. It's either the Ravens or the Broncos that are offering him a contract, and talks are going well, but they do mention, like, hey, we're going to need you to stand for the anthem because we don't want that media. So his girlfriend then goes to take to Twitter to call those owners a bunch of slave owners.
Is that what happened? I didn't even know that. I didn't know that's what happened. I remember hearing about it.
These guys, they already got enough of personalities to worry about. They don't need somebody that's going to be giving them that shit. They're trying to win championships, not be political. So everything he's done has been self-inflicted. That workout he hosted, he's like,
that was pretty douchey.
You won't let me have my media? Well, then we're going to go somewhere else. You have to play by my rules.
Yeah.
No NFL team conforms to the players' rules. Players conform to the coaches and the owners' rules. Right. Well, that is how it works.
That was the only real, like, honestly, if you ask me, in my views, I'm like, well, he stood for. I feel like, well, he kneeled for something. He stood for something that he thought was right. Whatever. I thought it was a great thing. I'm like, whatever. I mean, I support it. Like I said, I don't care if you protest. If you kneel, you kneel. I don't care. You know what I mean? And personally, I don't think the NFL should give a shit that much. But I understand why, because a lot of their viewers get pissed off. You know what I mean? So it's a business. I understand why they get mad. Personally, I think you should just let him kneel, whatever. That's how I always felt about it. I didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I didn't like was when he hosted that workout. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. We just came to watch you work out? You know what I mean? I just thought it was kind of douchey. You know what I mean? And I'm being honest. I'm being real. Don't get me wrong. What he did for social reasons, I thought was cool. I thought was phenomenal. But there obviously there's repercussions for it. You know what I mean? Rather they're good or bad. I personally, yes, I think, people shouldn't give a shit. But when it comes down to it, when you really think about it, the NFL is a business. Yeah. It's a business, and they're looking at it like, well, it's hard because our viewers don't like that. So So I understand both sides for sure. You know what I mean?
There are two sides to it, but the main reason why he's out of the league is all the other little things that he did.
Right, 100%.
And it's just like the team saw that this is a guy who's out here to protest, not play football.
Uh-huh.
These guys are trying to win championships.
Right. No.
So there's no upside to signing that.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my buddy the other day, and he was talking about. He's like, dude, I want to watch sports. I don't want to hear anything about politics when I turn on the sports thing. I just don't. I watch basketball to watch basketball. I watch football to watch football. I don't want to hear anything else. Whatever I support outside of sports. I watch sports to get away from that shit.
Exactly.
So I completely understand. You know what I mean?
People want that one media where there isn't all this, political bullshit, especially in an election year. And they just are over-politicizing it now.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Do you think it's as bad as 2016?
Oh no, it's 10 times worse because in 2016, there's barely any politics in sports. The most in 2016
That's
was,
true.
they was Colin Kaepernick. That was it. That was like the one
Right.
thing, and he was a backup that entire year anyway.
Right. But don't you think, with the Colin Kaepernick thing, there was enough players that would kneel that they wouldn't give a shit? I mean, besides the other things, let's take out the other things, right? If he didn't do all the other things, with the workout, didn't he do like a deal with Nike and stuff like that? Yeah, right. There's enough players that kneeled. Wouldn't you think they would just let him back in? You know what I mean? If he was, for example, if Tyreek Hill started that and kneeled, I feel like they'd probably let him back in because he runs a 4.2. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing: the NFL, doesn't really control who gets signed. Teams do. Teams sign people.
That's true. That is true. Okay.
And, people want to say there's some like collusion with the owners.
Right.
Like these owners all came together and said, "We're not signing this guy." You really want to believe that?
Yeah, I don't.
And there's plenty of owners that were in support of the kneeling that if they actually thought he was good, they would have signed him. Like the dude from the Jaguars, that dude desperately needs a quarterback, and even he won't go near Colin Kaepernick. And that guy supported the kneeling. He went out there and kneeled with his players.
Right. Yeah. See, I look at it that way as well, because like I said, when it happened, I always tell people I'm like, man, he seems like a backup quarterback, and a lot of people argue, well, he went to the Super Bowl. I was like, well, his defense carried him. You know what I mean? I like I said, don't cancel me. I
never even came close since that one run.
Right.
He came off and here's the thing: there's actually an advantage in that situation when there's this quarterback that nobody knows.
Right.
Because now it's like, well, how do we scheme around this guy? He had 2 good years, and then defenses figured him out, and then he went to being a backup for Blaine Gabbert.
Right. Well, that's the thing is people get so mad. I hate when people get so mad when 'cause I've brought up this a couple times to my buddies. I'm like, well, I feel like he's not getting. In the example I used was Tyreek Hill. I said Tyreek Hill is the fastest. Well, I think still fastest dude in the NFL. Let's say he started the kneeling. I 100% think they would have let him back in the NFL. He runs a 4.2.
I don't think they ever would have got rid of him because he was productive for their team on the field.
Right, exactly. Regardless, I think maybe because of the people bitching about it, they might have let him go for a minute, but I think they would have him back. Colin Kaepernick,
another team would have immediately snatched him up.
Exactly. When you fuck with a business like that, I feel like the business is like, look, dude, you're not looking at it as a business perspective. They're like, dude, you're just not good enough. I'm gonna have to let you go.
Just imagine going to a job interview and you're trying to, you just go in there like, hey, we're gonna do this my way. All right, you're gonna pay me the highest salary you can offer.
Right.
I'm gonna do the most minimum amount of work as your backup, and you're just gonna play by my rules.
Right.
And you're just like, no.
Right.
No, we're gonna pay you the base salary for a veteran backup, and you then nowadays have the incentive bonus and all that, but you play by the team's rules.
Right. Well, that's and you have a good point there because like I said, enough people have been kneeling. Didn't the whole Chiefs team, a whole bunch of teams just kneeled in general. So obviously they're not gonna fire all of them. I feel like because of all of them kneel, like if that just kind of shows like, well, if he was actually like good enough, we would take him back. Maybe at first it was about the kneeling, which, like personally, like I said. If you're protesting kneeling, I don't care, dude. Good for you, man. Good for you. I have no kneel, stand. This is America. Do what you want, dude. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. But when it comes down to it, I feel like when you're talking about just sports in general, he's second string, like people say. And they're just not gonna be like, oh, come back for backup. No, we have enough new guys. You know what I mean? We have enough new guys.
There's new hungry guys coming out of college every year.
Yeah.
Those are going to be the guys you're going to get picked up.
Right, for sure.
New blood.
New blood, fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
But, yeah, dude. Well, wow, we really got on. I'm glad we actually talked about that, dude. That's it's going to be controversial. I can't wait for the comments.
There's always going to be.
Oh, there's always. I don't care, dude. That's the thing. I want this podcast to be as real as possible, man. To get it out there. You know what I mean? I have no problem. I never have any problem disagreeing with people. With the podcast with Tyler, which by the way, I look back on it and man, I love hearing him talk because he does know his shit. There's some things I mean, I disagreed with him in person, but like I said, he talks so like Ben Shapiro. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to rewatch this so I understand. And when I rewatch it, I'm like, oh, I get what he's saying.
He covers so much in such a short amount of time.
Yes.
That, you know, you kind of he makes so many points that you kind of forget half of them because he's just going on from one to the next.
Right. It's like he's just shit. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could tell
like
he was in debate. Dude, you could tell that guy was in debate for sure because, and I even went back to look at some of his interviews when he was running for governor, and the way he's talking to a news reporter. I mean, I'm just me. You know what I mean? He's talking to this news reporter like, yeah. And here's another thing: is he just rattling off these talking like a politician, dude. I'm like, this kid is 17. My God, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
He's like the dude from Parks and Rec who was mayor of his town when he was like 18 years old.
Right.
Bankrupted the town. He goes, oh, and the best part was I got grounded.
Right. That's funny. No, but going back and watching it, I definitely, I definitely enjoy hearing his points and stuff like that. Really understanding them. Not if and a lot of it I agree on, some of it I don't. But I'd like to have him on again so we can like, because you know, towards the end there, if you watch towards the end there, I'm kind of like warming up to how he talks. So I'm like, okay, now I get it. Okay, now I get how you're talking. I'm trying to get, because it's hard to get, you know, the way I talk to people, the way everyone talks to people, you got to get on their level. You got to warm up to get on Tyler's level.
You gotta feel him out a little bit and see how you get there.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, that's why our podcast is so good, because we're like
we've been talking like this for
right. We're
years.
Very similar, dude. But no, dude. I'm ready for this fucking season, man. I'm ready for it.
It's gonna get. We have a pretty good 4-game stretch coming up. Patriots and Raiders at home. But then it gets a little tough because then we have the short week. We go on the road Thursday night to Buffalo, and they're playing some really good football right now.
Yeah, they are. I was saying that that was going to be a good game. I think it was so funny how we were the underdogs in this last game. Yeah. Which I think it shows that we're gonna have a good year, man.
It shows no matter what. Like, hopefully. They always want to underestimate this team. Yeah. No matter what Mahomes does, they just want to underestimate it. Skip Bayless, I know he's basically, you know, he's a troll at this point. Mm-hmm. He doesn't believe his own shit, but it's just like, how can he still come up with ways to discredit Mahomes after he almost had 300 more passing yards than Lamar Jackson?
Right. Right.
And that's not a joke. Mahomes had 285
I saw that.
More yards
I saw that.
passing.
I was like, who's number 4? I like how his girlfriend posted and was like, nah, keep posting him as number 4. We like it. I was like, that. I mean, when that happened, I was like, not to get back on topic of that, but when that happened, I was like, well, you know, we won the Super Bowl, so they can kiss our ass. You know what I mean?
I was at work watching that, and we're like, I was talking to my boss James, who's also a fan. We're like, oh wait, that should be on like right now. So we turn on the TV, and sure enough, they're going through number 5, and I'm like, all right. And then they do number 4, and they have Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, no fucking way.
Right.
We are number 4. Like, how? That was his number the year before. Like, how does he repeat success?
Right.
Even though he wouldn't won the Super Bowl. Like,
right. Yeah. Even though all the odds were in his favor, or well, not in his favor, but you know what I mean. He won the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like, come on now. And I get that's not everything, but I mean, come on. You put Alex Smith in that situation, even though he wasn't a bad quarterback. But let's say you have the team you have now. Put Alex Smith in it. We wouldn't have gone to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
hell no.
Down 24-0. We lose 51-17.
See, that, you know what's a funny thing? And this is what I always like to tell people. Loved to argue with me. I always joked around. I don't know what time I said something to someone and they got pissed. I was like, oh yeah, average Al, and they were like, no, he's not. He had the most rushing yards. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're looking at stats. I get it. I understand. You're looking on I'mRight.com, and you know you're rattling off some stats to me, and I understand. He was good, but I just here's the thing. I can name 10 other quarterbacks on the top of my head. Now, don't ask me, but you know what I mean. That are 20 times better than him.
100% agree. I was never a Smith fan.
I was like, he's okay, and that's the thing. I was always like average out. People like hardcore Chiefs fans get so pissed at me. I'm like, Why are you getting mad? He really doesn't do much
But you
for
know
us.
what? I said the same thing. I'm like, the second we get rid of Alex Smith, but keep these guys, we will be Super Bowl contenders. What happened the second we got rid of Alex Smith? We were a D Ford offsides away from a Super Bowl.
Right. And dude, I shit you not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the biggest. I mean, I am more now. So, but I'm not. Back then, I wasn't the biggest football watcher. But even I was like, dude, we need a new quarterback. No, we don't. So many people get so mad. I'm like, what are you talking? Dude, he's so average. Like, we need someone with a little spark to him. Somebody he has no spark,
with
man.
Competitive nature. He does not have that competitive nature.
He's pretty lethargic when you really think about it.
I think he plays some of the worst second half football you've seen in starting quarterbacks.
Yes.
I mean, so many games where we like had a big lead going into halftime and we would win, but it would be a lot closer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like he doesn't play well in the second half.
He doesn't. He definitely slows down.
For being a game manager, when we needed him to actually game manage, he wouldn't.
Right. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about Mahomes is like he can start off really really bad, but he ramps himself up. Yeah. He revs his engine. He feels out the field, feels out the the crowd, the audience, everybody feels it out and sees where it's gonna go. And then he takes it from there, dude.
He's like a Navy SEAL, never out of the fight.
Dude, seriously. And even if if you look at his first couple plays in almost every game, don't get me wrong, he'll have good plays, but they're never like crazy. No. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but they're never like crazy. It's more of like, you get in 10 minutes and Mahomes does a little sidearm action, and then we get in there, baby. Then he fucks up. Then you see his little he just has that face where it's like, oh yeah, he's thinking of something, man. Him and the Walrus are thinking of something. They're thinking of him and the Walrus are thinking of something, baby. You know how it is.
The Waffle House menu. Gets the face shield clean.
Yeah, dude, I'm strictly I love talking about football with my friends. They talk about basketball. I don't watch basketball at all.
I don't think I've ever watched a basketball game from start to finish.
I watched I'm gonna butcher his name. The new guy I don't even want to say the team because I'm gonna butcher it. But Zion, what's his name? The big dude, really big guy. Kind of reminds you of Shaq a little bit.
You probably know more about him.
I don't know. His name's Zion.
Your name Zion sounds familiar.
Zion, I think it's Zion. And I watched his debut game, and like he was it was really interesting to watch because everyone was hyping this guy up. And my friends, they love basketball, and I used to watch KU basketball and a little bit of K-State basketball, and I watched it, and I don't really know a lot about basketball. I mean, other than you put a ball in a hoop.
You put it in the circle thingy.
Oh yeah, I know you're wrong. I loved watching KU back in the day when I was a kid. I loved watching the Twins play and all that, And I'm watching, and he kind of like there was memes about him. It was pretty funny, and it was funny because I finally got basketball memes. I never get basketball memes, and it was like he did crappy in the first half. In the second half, he just obliterated everyone. And it was like it showed a meme, and I think he was like real small and frail. It was like Zion in the first half, and then it showed him in the second half, and he was Thanos. And I was like, that's hilarious because I actually finally got it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was interesting to watch. But that's probably the only basketball game I'll ever watch ever.
Yeah.
I like contact sports too much.
Did you see the K-State and Oklahoma football game?
No, but I did attend the MU and Alabama game. I went to MU and I watched it, and
MU got their shits pushed in, if I remember
like
correctly.
I suspected they would. They would get their shit kicked in, and we left at halftime. I was like, we drove 3 hours. It was fun, but not to interrupt you, but we just, oh God, we were like, fuck this. This is so boring. First quarter wasn't bad, but after that, it was just like, okay.
So, going into this K-State Oklahoma game, it's like, okay, we were able to upset Oklahoma last year at, Manhattan. Now we're going to Norman, Oklahoma. It's probably, I'm going to watch and root for my Wildcats, but it's probably not going to be that fun. And, we get an interception to start things off. I'm like, all right. But then they get a touch. I'm like, oh. And then they get another one. I'm like, oh. But then we get a touch. I'm like, okay, let's keep making it interesting. Then they get a touchdown. And another one. And it's just like, it's 28-7. This is not very fun. But then we get a touchdown. And then they get a touchdown. But then we get one. And another one. And another one. And finally we tie it up. And I'm like, what the shit?
Dude,
Then we get a field goal to take the lead, kill the game. I'm just like, how the fuck are we gonna upset them back-to-back years?
dude, I might have to start watching K-State again, man. I used to love watching K-State. Like, I keep hearing from a lot of fans because I fell out of K-State. I fell out of college sports in general for a minute, but I'm a bandwagoner. I used to love watching K-State football, love watching KU basketball. But I mean,
You're one of those.
But I mean, come on, who's to blame me when they both entertain you? You know what I mean? I mean, I try to watch a fucking KU football game, and dude, after the 5th fucking fumble in the first quarter, I was like, fuck this, I'm changing this. Sorry to curse a lot, but you know what? I mean, come on. You know what I mean? It was like watching a North football game. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. So that's why I was one of those, but I might have to watch it. I heard a lot of K-State fans. I got some buddies who are hardcore K-State fans in general, and they said they're kind of glad that Bill Schneider got out of there. They felt like he was just kind of too old for the system.
Definitely. His last couple of years, you just saw that the fire wasn't there no more.
Yeah.
So, and you watched his last year, it's like, I know you don't have the best players, but the fire at coaching is definitely not there.
Right.
And, he wasn't adapting to the new style of football either, so I'm not saying his style can't work. I mean, he definitely had success towards the end of his career.
He's a genius. He's a genius, man.
He just wasn't adapting to the new style of football. That's why I think a guy who's a little bit younger but still has that old schoolness about him, and Kleinman is the perfect quarterback, perfect coach for us.
Right.
And you know, he came from North Dakota State, so hopefully he can bring that same type of success to us.
Right. Yeah, for sure. He definitely has a legacy, and it'll never be written off or tarnished. But yeah, I kept hearing that the last. I mean, like I said, I fell out, so I kept hearing that the last. That they said the same thing. Basically, like it wasn't there anymore. He just wasn't in it.
And you know what? The guy, he's done too much for our organization. It's just like, you know what? He needs to retire. He needs to enjoy it. And we have nothing but the utmost thanks for what he did for that organization. It's just like, you know what? You gotta, you've done everything you could for us. You just you've earned your rest.
You know what's so funny when you think about it?
You pulled us from the depths of hell.
You know what's so funny when you think about it? Like, coaches get that respect. Fighters even get that respect because they know. I mean, they might get shitted on for the next couple years after they lose, because fighters fight usually until they can't fight anymore, and they don't tarnish their legacy, but they get shit about it for like a year, it seems like. Football players, man, it takes them a minute. Like, I mean, look at Peyton Manning. I'm not really the biggest fan of Peyton Manning personally. I never really liked him too much. But, I mean, he was a decent, people respected him. But, dude, when he left, my God, people were like, finally, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, football players, they get shit when they go past their prime. They get fucking shitted on, dude. You know what I mean?
His last year was atrocious. That was the problem, is that he went out horribly. And, it's crazy that he still won the Super Bowl just because he had one of the best defenses ever assembled to bail him out. But, but nobody will shit on him more than he probably shot on himself, honestly.
Yeah, that is true.
Because he even went on record and said, if I didn't have that I didn't win that game. My team won that game.
Right. That's a humble thing. I always liked him as a person. I mean, he was a good quarterback.
He's funny. I love his commercials.
His commercials are hilarious.
You see
called Papa Bear.
Did you see the video he did when Drew Brees broke his career yards record? He's like chopping up vegetables, and some guy off camera goes, Drew Brees just broke your record. Oh, great. Which one? He's like, well, congratulations, Drew, for however many 100 days I held that record, and they were the greatest days of my life. So thank you for taking that from me. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and make this as a video for the when you break my touchdown records, because I don't have time to keep making videos for you, Drew. You see, I'm making dinner for my family.
I think I saw that one.
But then he goes, jokes aside, congratulations, Drew. You're a heck of a quarterback, and you got a heck of a few more years to go.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. Very humble.
You see the ones where he's in his bathrobe?
Yeah, those are hilarious.
He's
like, have you seen the one where he's like, where's Eli? He's like, getting a perm. Like, this is so funny, dude. They're a funny family.
I love the
Call
one
Papa
where
Bear.
He's at the grocery store. He goes, I've got a coupon for those.
Yeah, he's a big, goofy guy. I swear his head grew through the years. Just all those football players. stretching out.
They
in his
turned him
head.
into Mega Mind.
Mega Mind. Dude, seriously, man. I mean, if you looked when he first started, he did not have that big a head, man.
It just...
Look at Clay. Not his head, but look at how he's playing now. Is he even...
Clay?
With Clay Matthews, man.
I didn't know he was still in the league.
He was for
He was
the
the
Rams
last year.
I don't know if he's still in, but dude, I used to be one of the, I wouldn't say the biggest, but I was a huge Clay Matthews
used
fan.
to model yourself
Yeah,
after him.
I had the hair, man. That's why I grew out the hair. But well, my buddy loved Green Bay. He got me into watching Green Bay, and I mean, I love what they're a good team, or they were. I guess they still are. Pretty good. But just I loved watching Clay, dude. I loved watching his plays. I used to look up his plays all the time. But man, dude, like he went to the Rams. I mean, his last couple years of Green Bay weren't, pretty. But he went to the Rams, and dude, watching him go in the field, I watched a couple Rams games. I actually watched quite a few Rams games last year, and I was like, just watching him go down the field, and he's just, it's like he's just looking at nothing. It's like he doesn't know where the ball's going. He doesn't know where the play's going. At least that's what it seems like. You know what I mean? It's like maybe he has too much brain damage or something. I don't know.
Then you look a couple years before that, he's going against Carolina. Like, watch that wheel route. It's that wheel route.
Yeah.
The guy's like, oh, you've been watching film, huh?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Well, he was very appreciated. And, he was always calling out people and stuff. I thought that was awesome, dude. He was a beast. That's why I loved him. In his commercials are hilarious. He was a character, but it's sad to see that. I guess I don't really hear people shit on him, but I just don't hear anyone talk about him anymore. I guess there's no reason to talk about him anymore, but
just kind of his career just kind of fizzled out of nowhere.
It's sad. It's sad, dude.
It's disappointing, but
it is
that's
sad.
just kind of how it is.
Well, it is how it is, but I hope.
That's the way it is.
Same with, I guess, Troy Polamalu had the same thing, but they kind of bring him back. I guess they brought him back for a commercial recently. Did he have a commercial with Mahomes?
Yeah, the head and shoulders.
Yeah.
Where Mahomes, he's just offense, defense, off. Ooh.
Yeah, I saw that, dude. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Didn't he have a contract on his hair for a while?
I'm not sure if I just know that he did those Head and Shoulders commercials. He had the perfect hair to do it.
Dude, I miss that hair, man. I need to grow it back. I might be balding now. I feel like I'm balding a little bit. Dude, I used to pull my hair back so tight with a man bun, and this side went back a little bit. I think it gave me a receding hairline. So if I do grow back my hair, no more man bun. Man buns are also kind of gay anyways, but, no man bun. I pulled the man bun off, okay? I pulled it off, okay? I hated seeing other people with man buns. I was like, no, that's my thing, okay? One of those things.
Man. Did I ever tell you the crazy story when I was at college and how we found the guy passed out and naked?
No, you didn't.
Oh my God! So I'm just gonna tell the story to everybody.
Go ahead, dude.
So my year at college, we had this guy on the team, freaking idiot. For story's sake, I'll call him C. And this dude just did some of the stupidest things, and we all hated him. We all just hated him.
One of those guys.
Yeah. It's it's Saturday after a very fun Friday. A lot of refreshments were consumed, and we don't see C all day. And we're just like, that's like whatever. At least he's not here to bother us. It comes to dinner time, and some of the guys have been day drinking. They're feeling good. Some of us are waiting until after dinner to get drinking. I'm one of those guys who's waiting until after dinner. And on our way to the cafeteria is in the student center. So as we're going through the student center to get to the cafeteria, we see Cam's C's backpack, and we're just like, what the fuck? And we're just like, what? Why is this backpack here? Maybe he went to go take a piss or something. So we just leave it there. We go and we're eating, and one of the soccer dudes comes by, and all of the soccer dudes are from foreign countries. I swear to God.
Right.
So he's got his accent. Goes, hey, I don't want you guys to freak out and make a scene, but one of your wrestling mates, he's passed out outside, passed out his ankles, and a shit hanging out of his ass.
What? What? Oh, that's perfect with the accent. The
Yeah.
guy coming in with the fucking accent.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is a fucking
So
story.
we're just like, oh, thanks, man. We just all took a second to look at each other like, okay, you
You're
really
like,
just
fuck
said that.
guy, dude.
So we just ran out, and I just wonder what it looked like for everybody else to just see the entire wrestling team bolt out of the cafeteria.
Dude, that is hilarious.
And sure enough, just like that nice guy from the soccer team said, our dude is out there, passed out, big old gash on his forehead.
I'm not trying to worry you.
Pants out his ankles. Shit hanging out of his...
Shit hanging...
He had a turd hanging halfway out his ass.
You probably were like, that guy's not lying, man.
He was growing a tail.
Dude, what the hell, dude? You probably, well, that'd be funny if someone was like, what's that? Oh, my God.
And, you know, we see the gash. We see he's
Was it a stiff turd?
It was, I don't know, it was looking kind of gooey, honestly, but it was just hanging there.
Oh, man.
And, the other heavyweight on the team, he's a big dude. He's a teddy bear personality, but he went grizzly bear because he sees the forehead, the big old cut on his forehead. So the first thing he thought was rape. So he's yelling, "Who did this? Who the fuck did this?" And unfortunately, he started making a scene. So a couple people started like coming around the corner, like, "Oh my God!" And now suddenly a small crowd is starting to form around this.
He actually thought he was raped?
Yeah. Well, he saw the cut on his forehead, pants on his ankles, so he's just thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill somebody for this." And the best part where these two black girls come out and go, "Oh no, somebody get that poor boy some clothes!" And you know, people are getting out their phones to like take pictures and film, and we're like, "No, wait, this makes us look bad. Like, don't let them. Like, no, don't film this."
Yeah,
we're like swiping phones out of people's hands. They're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Don't fucking film this." So I'm like kind of like trying to like keep people from filming this. I look back, two of the guys are like, "We got to get him out of here." They you know basically stand him up and like pull him up like he's a puppet basically, and the image will never leave me of the way the shit
just dangled off.
Just it dangled and plopped, and I immediately go and turn away like I can't look. I can't look. Dude. And there's this one girl who's, I think it was like his girlfriend or something. We're like, "Please help, pull his pants up. Like, we can't do it. Just pull his pants up."
You're used to this. Just do it. Just get it over with.
So, you know, she pulls him up and we just drag him. We just drag him all the way to the dorms.
I don't think I would have, dude, I would have puked, man.
Oh, man, it was so crazy. So we're just sitting there. One of the guys in that dorm room, they have a, like, 4-person, like, dorm. So it's big enough for all of us to just kind of get in there and, like, what the fuck just happened? What happened to him? And we think, we're like, his backpack's still in the student center. Like, somebody go grab it. So somebody goes, runs and gets it, brings it back in. We're going through it, and because we need to find out some clues to what happened. So we go through his bag. First thing we find, bag of pills. Not off to a good start. Second thing we find, bottle of vodka.
Oh, God, that's the worst
empty of vodka, but halfway filled with piss.
Well, he's definitely an idiot, dude. Halfway filled with piss?
Yeah.
Did you know it was piss?
It looked like piss. It was either piss or apple juice, but I wasn't going to take the taste test.
Huh. Yeah, it's definitely piss. Yep. God. What have you been drinking? Pomegranate?
So what happened was when we brought him back to the dorm, the first thing was we just put him in the shower and ran some cold water on him, and we're like, "All right, we'll check back with him in a minute."
Man, well, you guys were at least generous to him. Well, you said he was a big douchebag. At least he kind of got what he deserved a little bit.
I mean, it was mostly just that he was a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. He got on your nerves. God, those guys are nuts.
And finally we go and you know, check on him, and he's kind of like, "Whoa, what happened?" And we're like, "Cam, some shit went down." And he's like, "I don't remember, you know, I was just, you know, I took some of those pills and I was drinking and when I'm in the shower,
Total
man."
meathead. Is he a big dude?
Nah, he was just this, he was like 132 pounds.
Oh my God.
I think, or 35, whatever his weight class was. He was one of the smaller guys on the team.
Smaller guys, yeah.
And we told him what happened. We're like, "Dude, you freaking did like, you were found with your pants at your ankles and a shit hanging out your ass." "Oh, you guys are so funny. That didn't happen." "Yes, it fucking did." And finally, you know, he refused to believe us, but it wasn't until people were like, "Hey, man, are you okay? What happened?" that he was like, "Oh, God, it actually did happen."
Dude, that's pills and alcohol, or I've never done it. I've never done it. I've never taken pills. I stay away from that shit. That's, you know, but dude, pills and alcohol will fuck you up. I knew someone who I was related to, and he used to live with me, and dude, he had some problems, some medical issues. I remember one time he took some pills, and he was a big alcoholic. He drank, and he was so fucked up. It was like he was high. He was like, I'm like, I've never seen that before. I was like, "Oh my God, dude, are you okay?" He's like, "Oh my God." I was watching a Bo Jackson documentary, right? And he wakes my friend up. He punches him. He's like, "Look, look at that shit. He's like, my friend goes, what? He looks over, look at all those fucking people in that stadium. He's like, yeah, dude, it's a stadium.
Yeah, it's a
what are you
football
thinking? He's like,
stadium.
"God, look at all those. I mentioned it to him. He's like, man, I do not remember. That's the thing. A lot of people when they take pills and alcohol, they don't remember it, dude.
No. The lights go out, but the body keeps moving, and
Yeah, dude.
just does shit you would never do if you had any part of your consciousness. Like, even if you were like just drunk, like your drunk mind taking over, you would never do some of this shit.
How many guys you think get drugged by women?
Um,
I bet it happens way more than what people think.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I bet it happens to women more, but I 100% believe it happens to.
Well, Cardi B did it to a bunch of guys.
I know, right? And that bitch didn't even get killed. I hate Cardi B, dude. Don't get me wrong. I love her music. I mean, I don't love her music. Okay, I like her music. Okay, whatever. But
I don't.
as a person, dude, she's always like me. I do not like her. Oh God, don't get me started.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. And there's so many other like really great female rappers out there that don't get any attention because of her. And it's just crazy because I always thought, I was like, dude, if that shit would have happened to like, I mean, if Will Smith went out and said, oh yeah, I used to drug girls, have sex with them, and then I'd take all their stuff, like we would have shot that motherfucker. He would have been canceled. He would have been in jail.
That's what happened to Bill Cosby. Everybody loved Bill. Then we found out that he was a fucking rapist.
Remember, she was like, "Don't compare me to Bill Cosby." I was like, "You did the exact. You drugged men. Yeah. I get it. Maybe the men wanted to have sex with you. Maybe a little more than people wanted to have sex with more than him. I understand that. I get that. What was it? There was a Tom Segura joke where it's like, you think he still keeps his sense of humor in jail? Like, don't put your pudding bop in my boot hole. I love that guy, man. He's hilarious.
Oh man, you ever see the Family Guy thing where he's like, "This is better than that remake I did of The Princess Bride with Bill Cosby," and he's like, "Now with one of these cups we got the okay powder, and this cup makes you go a sleepy bar with your mouth open."
Have you seen remember it's like, God, it was so obvious, and it was like the beginning of the Cosby Show. He's going like this to them. He's like putting it in their mouth, and put the pills in their mouth.
Oh, there's another clip from the Cosby Show where like, I guess like everybody was fighting, but after he has like a barbecue, they're all making up, and he's like, I'm telling you, it's my barbecue sauce. You ever notice that when we have the barbecues and they have my barbecue sauce, everybody gets all huggy-buggy? No. They want to get right home? And his wife's like, oh, I'm sure it was. He goes, I got a cup of it left.
Dude, that's crazy.
Somebody took that scene, like, had a creepy music, and just a slow zooming on Bill Cosby. He goes, I got a cup of it, I said, and left it on the nightstand breathing.
But you know what?
Why don't you go up and have a cup of my barbecue sauce?
Dude, you know what's so funny is that he was, like, all clean and stuff. Isn't that so ironic? But you know what? People always talk about him. Like, there's a bunch of celebrities that talk about him like, no, he was a fucking dick. Like, he was controlling. Which makes you kind of think about these celebrities. Like, I wonder if they're just control
Most
freaks.
of them are. Mike Myers, I hear, is just the hardest to work for because.
Dude, I heard that too. That's depressing.
Yeah, because he's Shrek, he's Austin Powers, but yeah, he's a prick.
Yeah, have you heard the footage of Shrek when it was
Chris Farley?
Chris Farley, dude.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, I kind of wish it was Chris Farley. You know what I mean? If we had the technology we would have had Chris Farley as Shrek.
Yeah, they would have found a way to finish that.
Yeah.
But Mike Myers. I heard he also when they kind of changed the whole dynamic of Shrek too. Like with Chris Farley, it was not. It was gonna be funny, but they went full on with the comedy with Mike Myers versions. With Chris Farley, I feel like they wanted to go a bit into the more emotional side of him being an ogre, but he's not that bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
I heard, that's a rumor I heard.
Really?
I could be talking out my ass.
Wait, that was for number 2?
For the first Shrek.
Oh, for the first Shrek, yeah. God, yeah, I heard that Mike Myers was just an ass to work with, which is so depressing, because it's like, oh, come on, Austin Powers, man, don't do that. Bohemian Rhapsody, gentlemen. But, I mean, I read this thing where he's like, someone, it is the internet, but someone came up to him and was like, hey, will you sign my autograph? And or I want to buy you a drink. That's what it was. And he's like, I'll save your money for my next movie. Mm-hmm. First off, motherfucker, you haven't been in a movie in like 8 years. I saw you in Inglourious Bastards for 2 seconds, and that is it, okay?
Yeah. That really is the last time I've seen him in anything big, honestly. That is the last time.
What else? You know what? You know what's so weird? I was thinking of the other day. Hear me out. What was it? Wayne's World was the original podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, isn't that crazy? When you really think about it, Wayne's World was the original. They predicted it.
They were ahead of their time.
They're ahead of their time.
Nobody understood their true genius.
No one, dude. No one. And that's why Mike Myers was showing. That's why Mike Myers was such a prick, because he was like, you motherfuckers giving all these other people attention. I started this.
I started this.
Dude, and what about dude, I'd love to see. You know what I'd love to see on a podcast? Tom Cruise. That would be amazing.
Scientology is a privilege. Dude. You see, you're walking past an accident, and you're just wow. Because as a Scientologist, only you can help in that situation.
Do you think he's that nuts?
Dude, have you not seen that interview?
I've seen it, but do you
where he's
think
like
it's
got the
a
black
show?
turtleneck?
Do you think it's a show, or do you think he's actually fucking crazy?
Dude, if I wasn't so heavy, I would jump on this couch to show you how crazy he is.
Yeah, I know.
I'm in love.
I saw that.
I'm in love. I'm not gay. You can't call me gay anymore. I'm in love with a woman.
He said that?
I mean, basically, that thing where he's on Oprah and he's just like, I'm in love. And like just going on about how he like loves Katie Holmes, and she's like, okay, we get it. You want us to stop calling you gay. I mean, you're still gay though, but it's okay.
Katie was like totally like freaked out. I remember that he brought her out and everything.
Yeah, he was jumping on couches and shit. Like he was a loon.
Dude, he was, dude. He still is. Anything with Scientology.
You ever see Family Guy's explanation for why he's always running in his movies?
No, what was it?
A little thought bubble pops into his head. He's like, that cameraman has nice arms. He starts running and he goes, you can't catch me, gay thoughts.
I saw that. You can't catch. Dude, I like when they made him like short, like super short, and he's hanging out with Stewie, and then they returned.
Yeah.
Hey, Stewie said his first words last night. They made an episode where everyone could hear Stewie for once.
I never saw that. I need to see that.
No, I need to see that. That'd be kind of funny.
Brian can always hear him, and there's been times where Chris sometimes can hear him.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's right. Chris does hear him, doesn't he?
Because there's one time, like, somebody shows up at the door, and Stewie, like, shoots him with a crossbow, and, like, Chris is right there. He goes, grab his legs, Chris. I don't want to. Grab his legs!
Yeah. God, dude, I had like a whole, like, 2 months of just binge watching Family Guy. I can't wait for the pandemic special with South Park, dude.
Yeah. That's, is that tonight, or?
That's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What's today?
Today's Tuesday.
Is it? I gotta go get my. Yeah, it is.
You're the
Tuesday.
South Park aficionado.
Dude, I love South Park, man. I grew up with it, man. Well, you grew up with it too. You had older brothers.
I just I like it. I just don't keep up with it.
Really? Well, there was a period of time like the Coon and Friends. Coon and Friends. That was not, like I did not like that era.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, I mean I tried to watch it, but I didn't think it was that funny.
I don't know why everybody's giving Cthulhu all the credit. All right, it's Coon and Friends.
I liked. They did a thing where they made fun of what's that one movie, A Clockwork Orange, where he just beats the shit out of all of his friends. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beats. You know that scene where he just beats the shit out of all his friends because they disagreed with him. So later, it's so funny, and then he just is beating the shit out of all of them. Well, they said something about to Eric, like they disagreed with him. He said, "Oh, okay," and then he's walking, and they're like walking in slow motion, and he just starts like scratching them and like kicking them and beating the shit out of them. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, that's the movie itself, A Clockwork Orange, is just disturbing. Like I heard a lot of people talk about it.
Diddy out in and out, eh? Singing in the rain.
While he and his buddies. But, you know, I had to watch it because everybody's just like, oh my god, like, it's really good if you get past all the demented stuff. I'm like, no, it's just demented. Like, it's not really
I don't
good at any point.
I'm going to be honest. So, since you've left our workplace, we had a new boss and we were talking. And I said, oh yeah, because I actually do like the Clockwork Orange, but I don't understand it at all. And she's like, yeah, I read the book and I just love and blah, 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 this. And I was like, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I did not like. I don't even get the point of it. Like I've tried to understand it, and it just seems like a guy's super fucked up. Then they turn him not fucked up, and then that seems to be fucked up. So then he finds a medium of being a little bit fucked up and not fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just didn't seem like that impressive of a plot. But I liked the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a demented fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of just disappointed because I heard a lot of good things about it, but by the end I was just kind of like, that was just disappointing. I mean, it just felt like a movie that was just trying to be, crazy, and they did that, and they just didn't really do anything else.
Dude, you know what movie pissed me off was Midsommar. Did you ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm. I've seen like the synopsis of it, so I know exactly what happens.
It was just like, okay, you've seen his other movie, the other director's movie, right?
Hereditary.
Yeah. Did you like that movie?
So it was pretty solid.
I mean, it was like, it seemed more of a, I wouldn't even call it a horror or a thriller. It just seemed like a movie. I mean, it was a horror movie / thriller, I guess, but like, the scene where the girl gets her head chomped off, like, all the shit in it is so realistic. I'm like, God, that could happen, and it freaks you out. So I went with that mindset to see Midsommar. I saw it twice because I was like, maybe I just don't understand it. I'm like that kind of person. I just don't understand it. I need to look at it a second time. But I just thought it was so slow and boring, and it just wasn't.
You're not rooting for anybody. Like the main chick, she's not really all that likable.
No.
The dude is a fucking prick.
Yeah, he's a dickhead.
And his buddies are also pricks. It's just like, who am I supposed to root for? I mean, these are all awful people.
The only thing is like in it, I think it's just trying to show fucked up things, and it's trying to show a bad relationship. Because the guy, he based it off of his like bad relationship. And don't get me wrong, watching it, I'm like, yep, that's 100% what a bad relationship's like. Like you feel, he really did a good job like making you feel like, oh, okay, this is like, this is obviously hitting some heartstrings here. That's about it. And then showing fucked up imagery. And I was like, okay, that's about it. You know what I mean? It just wasn't,
It was just a movie that was trying to be messed up, and that's all it kind of provided.
Yeah, it's like...
But the movie that pissed me off the most is The Mist.
Dude, I haven't seen that since I was so young. The Mist. No, I saw The Fog. Or was it The Fog? Or maybe it's The Mist. I don't know.
The Mist is the one where they're all like curled up in the grocery store and the
I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen that.
It's a pretty decent, monster movie, and shows how people in chaotic situations go fucking crazy, and how it's very good. But the fucking ending, the way it ends, is just like, fuck you and fuck the fucking fucker who freaking wrote it. And I'm not sure if that's how it is because it's off a Stephen King book, so I'm not sure if the book ends that way. But my God, that's how the movie ends.
Did you like it?
I liked it, yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty solid.
Hello.
Hey, Georgie.
Don't you want a balloon?
Hey, Georgie. Yeah, it was freaking freaky. I thought it was more funny than anything, but like,
it's easy to scare me because I fucking hate clowns, dude.
Really? Yeah, there's something weird about clowns. I don't know how anyone ever thought that it was a friendly thing. I feel like even if I was a kid when clowns first came out, I would have been like, what the hell is this?
I think all clowns secretly are John Wayne Gacy.
Dude. You know what I want to do? Teaser! I want to interview. I seriously want a message of prison or Osawatomie, a loony house, and I want to interview, or have a conversation, I don't care what it's about, with a serial killer. Or someone really fucked up who killed people.
Hello, Lucas.
He's going to be like, I like to tuck my penis in.
I would like to have you for dinner tonight, Lucas.
Hello.
And yes, that was a double meaning because I'd like to have him over for dinner as I want to eat his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
With some fava beans. Dude, I want to see what it's like to just talk to a serial killer. That shit interests me. I'm white, okay? That shit interests us.
Some white people shit.
Yeah, we like to watch. Look, why is that? First off, why is every serial killer got to be white? You ever notice that?
Because fucking white people, dude.
Dude, we're fucking. You know what?
Fucking white people.
I have a theory, and I swear to God, I thought of this before Bill Burr, and Bill Burr said it, and I was like, God, he's right. I think white people, we have inner evil, dude. We have inner evil. We like taking over shit. We're always serial killers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a thing, dude. It's just, like, you know, and Bill Burr makes it, he's like, I feel it. I feel it sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I just want to take over some shit.
Want to steal some land.
You colonizer. You colonizer. You sick white male piece of shit. Yeah. 2020, man.
20 fucking 20.
You white male privileged piece of shit.
That makes you wonder just how... I mean, 2020 set the bar for being so bad. You know 2021's like, we can go worse. I can make it worse.
I hope not. Dude, I hope you can just say what you want to say and people just don't be bitches about it.
That's gone.
You think? I think it will come back. With podcasts, I really think it will come back, dude.
I hope so.
I think podcasts are going to be a bigger thing. And I think podcasts will eventually, people will try to censor them.
There is a cycle that we seem to follow. Hard times create strong people. And strong people create good times. But good times create weak people.
Yeah.
And weak people create hard times.
And just things just keep getting better and better, right? Everyone keeps getting weaker.
Until finally they just realize, you know what, we need to change things. And they create the hard times again. And we go round and around
okay,
and
but
around.
do you think this pandemic is creating hard times for people? No.
Nah, I think some people are making it harder than it is.
I think so too, because some people, I don't know, they're just kind of riding the wave of, oh, I don't have to do this, and I'm like, well, you do. You're just kind of, you know, using it as an excuse. I know a lot of people who use COVID as, I mean, I've used COVID as an excuse, but not that much. Like, I'm not out here, like, not doing shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not. I'm talking on a fucking podcast. But, you know, that's not the point. You know what I mean? But still, you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
People make it a little bit harder than what it has to be. It's just weird. I wonder if they're just going to open... I wonder whoever... I mean, obviously, I feel like if Trump gets elected, we'll probably just open up the thing out. But I wonder if Biden gets elected, what's going to happen. If he's going to open it or if he's going to close it. Probably close it.
Probably.
Even more.
Probably. It's not... Economically, we are going to struggle.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're close to 2 hours again.
Are we? Dude, hell yeah. Oh, it's only... No, we're an hour and 8 minutes.
Really?
Hour and 10 minutes? Something like that. Huh? You want to go for 2?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, baby! God, you make me so hyper. I don't know what it is. I'm an energetic dude, man. I don't know what it is. I'm yawning and I'm still energetic.
Been telling
People are like, will you leave him alone?
my friends, I've showed it to told my friends and a couple of my people in my family to check it out. And my brother, Jason, was just like, so is your friend, like, does he just do a bunch of coke before that, or?
No, dude. No.
And I'm like, we addressed it in the first line of our first podcast. Like, the last thing he needs is another fucking cup of coffee.
Dude, I drink, on average, probably now only 2 cups, but I used to drink like 6 or 7 cups a day, dude.
Damn, you must have been shitting like crazy.
Dude, I do shit like crazy. And I eat a lot of Mexican food and hot sauce. I shit 6 times a day, 6 or 7. Here you go.
Okay, guys, so you are Seth Rogen.
Is that what he does?
No, and this is the end. He's like, I'm on a cleanse. You're supposed to take 6 shits a day. No, you're supposed to shit twice. They thought you were supposed to only shit twice, but you're supposed to take 6 shits a day.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I'm just an energetic. I'm fucking energetic. You know, you used to be pretty energetic. I mean, you still are. You have a lot of energy for a big guy.
But life brought me down.
Dude, I remember coming into class, and your big ass would come in like, Luke, and with your fucking radio voice, Luke, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And you come over and pick me up or just bash into me like, hey, man, I get I'm a bigger guy, but you're a lot bigger too.
I did not.
Yes, you did. I remember you used to come in to class and you joke around and be like, you come in all fucking energetic because you did wrestling. That's what it was. You did wrestling. You're always, dude. When I used to watch your freaking wrestling, you were fast, man.
I was pretty fast for a bigger guy.
You were fast. I was like, Nicholas.
Yeah.
What are you, like, you were a quick son bitch, man. You got on those motherfuckers. I mean, you rolled.
I was the master of the fat man role.
Dude, you were quick. I was like, God, you were fast. But it made sense because I remember you used to come in like you did this thing where you were like, and I'm like, what's up, Nick? And then you come over and I don't know, you either bash into me or pick me up. I was like, God, this guy's hilarious.
I don't remember doing that.
You don't remember?
I mean, I might have like sometimes like gotten my stance like, "What's up, Luke? You want to go? You want to give me something?" I could see myself like getting in the stance and like messing around a little bit.
I'm telling you did that. Maybe I don't know. You know what? But think of it. I have a lot of energy. I give people a lot of energy. I might have given you a lot of energy at the time, dude. You know.
I was feeding off of it.
You're feeding off of it.
I was feeding off of the life force you were giving.
Dude, you're fucking hilarious, dude. But you were fast, man. How did you do in college?
College, I went. I think I went 2-7. I didn't wrestle the last part of the year. I got a little beat up. And I don't know, academics-wise, college wasn't for me, so I was just kind of mentally checked out.
It's like, when you go into college, you're just like, it's like, you know, you're a big, fast guy, right? And then you go to college and there's other big, fast guys, and it's kind of like, you know.
You see, in high school, you know, once you get to your senior year, I mean, you're beating up 60% of the people you wrestle.
Right.
Then, you know, there's like another 20% that, you know, guys will give you a match, and then the final 20 is like the guys who are, you know, you're going up against for like state medals and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's none of that in college. It's all guys.
All guys who
were state caliber, state championship caliber wrestlers.
But did you win?
I got 4th at state.
Dude, that's badass.
Yeah. And you know, I wasn't ranked all year long. You know, I had a pretty tough bracket, but I was able to pull off a couple of upsets.
I remember because you guys would go to state and dye your hair, and you were the only one who were like, I'm not trying to look like Thick Shady.
Yeah, everybody wanted to dye their hair blonde.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to look like Slim Shady's cousin, Thick Shady.
That was funny when everyone did that. I was like, why? What? Well, that was like a. Everyone did that, huh?
I know Cesar did it for sure, but that's about it.
I thought Jeffrey did too. No.
maybe the one here he went to state. He didn't go to state when I was there.
Oh, he didn't go to state. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just.
He didn't even come close.
Really?
Well, he was a freshman my senior.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he was in a tough weight class, but oh my god, he would get beat so bad.
Weren't you his wrestling partner?
He was the only one.
Right.
There's nobody else my size.
Well, to be honest, I would not want to go up against you, dude. I mean, you're a big motherfucker, wrestling fast, man. God, when I saw that video, I was like, oh my god, dude. So I didn't know you could move like that. Other than when you came into class all energetic, you know, that you don't remember.
Second I was on that mat, my shoes strapped up, and the ref said go. My adrenaline would just get cranked up to 1,000 instantly, and I was ready to go.
Dude, yeah. Awesome. Wrestling, I feel like teaches you a lot, like fighting wise. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, it's basically Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, isn't it? Basically the same thing.
I don't know much about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but it is all about, you know, it's about taking your opponent down to the mat and pinning him, putting him in a position in which he can't escape.
Right. So it's like if someone tries to box you and they throw something at you, you can just take them down real quick, and it's like, no, we're not doing
anybody
this,
can throw a punch, but only a few people can properly perform a takedown.
Right.
And once I put that guy on his back, what is he going to do, punch from his back?
Right.
Well, I'm going, bah! 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 And you know what? It's a street fight, so I can do the 12-6.
Did Shark Boy wrestle or Shark Tooth? Where the fuck his name was?
Shark Bait.
Shark Bait. Did he wrestle?
Yeah, 1 year.
Dude, you know what's so funny? I remember. God, I wonder if he's gonna watch this. This is gonna be funny, dude. What's going on here? Oh nope. So.
It's him right now.
It's him right now. Hey, you son of a bitch! I got bigger. No, this is what happened. Remember Kai? You remember Kai, right?
Yeah.
We're naming names. Fuck it. We're doing it live. So I was not trying to be a prick at all, right? I was not. And I might have came off that way, but what happened was someone said, hey, Luke. I was like, what's up? Like, ask Sharkbait if he's captain of the football team. I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was a joke. Say, hey, Sharkbait. Hey, bro, you captain of the football team? He turns around, smacks me, and I look at him like, my eyes just went. I ran at him, dude. He runs off. I got short arms. I try to punch him. I was pissed, dude, because he just went and he saw right away. I ran at him. I punched. I missed. Right. I nicked his shoulder. I grabbed him. I pulled him close to me, and then I put one hand around his neck, and I used that leverage and put my knee into his back. And when I did that, he went all the way back like this, and I heard a and then my buddy Reese opened up the door, like, you know, because you're at the field house, right? And he opened up the door, and he was right here. And Reese goes, "Oh my God, you broke his fucking back." And I was like, and I let him go, and he just fell down, and I was like, "Oh my God, I just broke this dude's back." He got up. He's like, I was just messing around, man. And I was like, "Oh yeah, me too." Kai was like, Kai cracked me up because he's like, "Bullshit, you're shaking right now." You're like, "Oh, me too." But I was pissed. He smacked me. I was like, "Dude, I was just messing around. I didn't know you were sensitive about it." I don't know. High school stuff.
High school problems. Oh man.
Yeah, I always got into a few of these. You know what I mean? The guys who were big but didn't know how to wrestle, and they would, because Chuck Bennett was definitely bigger. I mean, he was definitely weighed more than me, I think, at the time. And I think he thought that, you know, he was gonna punk me, and I was like, that's not gonna happen.
Oh no, you're pretty beefy back then, and it was a muscular beefy.
Yeah, for sure.
He was
a chunky beefy.
Yeah, and muscle weighs more than fat. So
yeah, for sure.
You were definitely, you know,
more compact than him, for sure. Yeah.
He didn't really have a whole lot of muscle.
No, he always wore those yoga pants. I was like, dude, what are you doing, man? Those are for good-looking light-skinned guys and athletic white boys. You take those off. We are fat, sir. We do not wear those, especially when you have no legs, man. Yeah. We're just bullying this guy, aren't we? He's never gonna watch this, so I don't care.
And we're not using his name. We're just going him by
Sharkbait. Yeah. Well, he knows who he is. I can't. That would be hilarious. He's like, "What the fuck?" He just starts. But you know what? He was a decent guy to me after that. You know, I had a couple altercations with people where they just were like, they didn't think I was going to do anything. I think I thought I was just a jolly big guy, and I was like, they tried to push me, and I was like, "Nope, that's it, dude." But
I don't know what about him exactly is true, because a lot of the shit we talked about him was stuff. Do you remember Gustavo?
Yeah, he was hilarious.
Most of it was
that
stuff
guy was
that
funny.
So
he's the one. I'm pretty sure he's the one who told me to say that. That shithead, because he would give him so much shit.
That would be the most because
Gustavo thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the stories I look back on, I'm like, I bet those aren't true. In terms of like Gustavo said, like he's like, Sharkbait told me this, Sharkbait told me that. So looking back, I'm like, you know what? I don't think Sharkbait told Gustavo any of those things.
I don't think so. He just like Gustavo would say shit, and I'm like, I remember looking at him like, no way, and he'd just be like, yeah, dude, yeah. I'm like, dude, you're fucking with me.
See, he always surprised me because like the first year I met him, the first year he was on the wrestling team, he said nothing.
Yeah,
he's
quiet. That's what makes him so.
And
when
then
he says
the next year he was just talking loads of shit.
Right, dude. But you know,
he was just watching. He was like, all right, next year, how am I gonna fuck with them? All right, he was just watching like, okay, next year I'm going to fuck with every single one of you.
But you know what? Those quiet guys like that, they have that thing where like they're quiet, so they're very observant because they're quiet and they don't sound like a dumbass all the time. So then they wait and wait, and then they just wait for that perfect moment to just fucking light your ass up. You know what I mean?
Because he's the quiet kid, everybody's just like,
oh yeah, and it's always something. It's always something. Dude, have you seen that Family Guy where that's what you just reminded me. He's like, he has a hood on, and he goes, who are they? And it's a bunch of younger black dudes around him. He's like, oh, it's a bunch of black teens, the overly hype mild burns. And he goes, well, that doesn't. He's like, oh, that doesn't work. He's like, yeah, like your legs. And they're like, ah!
Oh man, gotta be careful though with some of the. Gustavo's a safe kind of quiet, but like the quiet kid who wears the anime shirts and all that, you gotta be careful around him because one day. You know, the teachers.
All the other kids with
you know, one day the teacher's gonna say, "What comes before 47?" and the kid's gonna say, "AK, bitch."
Dude, remember that? No, you were gone. There's this one kid. He had really blonde hair. Not me. He was skinny. He had really blonde.
Not you.
Yeah. Definitely not me. He was really skinny and had long blonde hair. And I mean, I'm walking around with my tank top, and I don't know where he got the impression that I smoked cigarettes, but he goes, hey, bro. He had a trench coat on, glasses, long hair. I don't know. He had some vintage kind of shirt, boots, combat boot. He goes, "Hey, bro." He was with his girlfriend. "You got a cigarette?" I was like, no, I don't. Okay. Walked off. I was like, I don't know what fucking impression he got that I smoked cigarettes. You know what I mean? I just don't see that.
The way you described him, he sounds like the JP from Grandma's Boy.
That's exactly what he looked like. That's exactly what he looked like, but with blonde hair. That's exactly what he looked like, but with blonde hair and a deeper voice. He's like, "Do you have a cigarette?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
Adios, dirt nuggets.
God, dude.
He's like on the wall, like.
Have you ever watched that school shooter? God, we're gonna get canceled. I love it. Dude, have you watched that school shooter thing? And it was like the desk where they're writing to each other. Oh, you gotta watch it. So it starts. God, I wish you could just pull it up right there. When I get better production, this is what we're doing, Nick. So we're talking about this. This is number one. They're writing on a desk, right? And all year long, this boy and this girl, they don't know who each other are, but they keep writing to each other on the desk, and they keep talking to each other every day on this desk, right? They don't know who each other is, and because they just sit at the same desk and they have different class periods, so they keep writing. But in the background, there's a kid doing all sorts of like school shooter stuff you don't even notice, And then at the end of it, she goes, I shouldn't be laughing. He goes, "Oh, you're Allie or whatever the desk name was." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're him." It was the very last day of school. And then all of a sudden you hear, "Pop, pop, 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 pop." And you're like, "Oh, what the I was like, "What kind of commercial is this?" And then it rewinds and it goes, "Did you even see?" And like it zooms in on the kid in the background, like getting bullied and just like looking up all this stuff. And him telling the teacher, like, "Fuck you," and all this. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is deep, dude." Yeah. And they had even like kind of like some music going on, some Columbine type music going on in the background.
There was this one thing that I saw on Facebook. It was like some university made this like school shooter like awareness video or something like that, and like things to do in like the situation. And at like the very end, it's like you need to be prepared to like fight. If all else fails, and he gets in the room, like you need to be prepared to like fight for your life and stuff. And I'm sorry, but it was kind of funny how they did it, because like what happens is like the school shooter breaks down the door and immediately like two guys like tackle him to the ground. But what's funny is like these girls like come in ready like
and just like ready to
with like objects, and like you just see them like go like this, and like just the way they're like screaming as they like charge him with these objects when he's already pinned to the ground basically.
I'm gonna fucking cut his balls off and shove it in his mouth, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna shove it up his ass. Dude,
there's a take his fucking pants. Take his fucking pants
off. You're gonna learn today, boy. You're gonna learn what a school shooter really is.
He's like, this is exactly what I was shooting up the school.
Yeah, it's like we're promoting. It's like school shooters. You should. Pullman, he's scratching. No. It turns into fucking Deliverance. Like, yeah, you look like a hog.
No, squeal like a pig.
Dude, you know what? If they did that, I think there'd be less school shooters. I really think there would, dude. I just think of it.
The part is that's true,
dude. It's like, that's true. I'm gonna get raped if I try to shoot up a school.
Have you ever seen the Tom and Jerry meme where it's like a close-up of Tom's face and he's got like this like horrified look on his face? The caption I saw to it was, it's like when you're playing dead and you hear the school shooter say, "This boy always did have a fat ass," and unzips his pants.
Dude. Rape jokes aren't funny. Unless you're talking about school shooters.
Unless you're talking about school shooters. School shootings and rape is not funny. Unless you put them together.
Yeah, then it's fucking hilarious. It's hilarious. It's comedy gold.
Oh, God.
God, I can't wait for someone to just hear this and be like, this is preposterous. This is sick. This is sick.
I'm canceling it before it even has a chance to get started and infect the youth in this nation.
God.
As a proud member of the LGBTQRS and anti-conservative and anti-man organizations.
What is with the Antifa shit, man?
You know, I forget who said it, but a wise man said that the fascist of the future will call themselves anti-fascist.
Dude, who said that? That sounds very... Hold on. Sorry, I know I'm getting off topic, but we gotta talk about the Spotify deal, dude. It's bullshit. It is bullshit.
They're taking our Joe!
They're taking our Joe!
Taking our Joe!
Don't take our Joe! Dude, well, just... First off, if they take that down, there'll be another Joe, right? There'll be someone to be like, no, fuck this, and then they will never make a deal with Spotify. But here's the thing. It's book burning, dude. That's exactly what it is. They're editing things because you don't want to hear it. Why? Because you're sensitive, because you don't want to hear things. Too much information. You know what I mean? It's bullshit.
And they can't say, like, we're trying to create better content. Nobody's complaining about the content Joe Rogan's putting out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, that's what you're ruining what makes the show great. It's raw. It's unfiltered. You have conversations that you shouldn't have.
It's fucking real.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I take that back. It's conversations that people have. It's not, well, the weather today. Oh, all this. No, it's real fucking conversations. Like, it's just, God. I can't believe employees are striking to edit things. Just to edit and take episodes down.
There's a YouTube channel I really like. It's called Zanny, and it's some people won't like it because he's playing video games and talking over it. But I like it when he brings his friends in because the conversations he has with his buddies are the conversations I had with my buddies when I was playing Life, and they're fucking hilarious. And he makes a bunch of Star Wars memes when he was playing Battlefront, so of course I
and
love that.
they're relatable.
But it's just like so funny. Like it's almost like a podcast on the way he's like with these guys.
Well, you're just relatable, man, and it's just I don't know, dude. It
reminds you of funny conversations you've had.
With your friends, for sure.
It's like, oh, that's just fucking
funny. I've had those thoughts. Like, and that's the thing is people like don't get me wrong. It's cool to bring brand new thoughts in, but like. Someone's going to say something, you're like, I thought of that too. And it's just like a click, and then it's hilarious when you start
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
You want to do karate in the basement?
Yep. God, that was an iconic movie right there, dude. God,
all right, on the count of 3, and your favorite dinosaur. Just say it. 1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor. What? Favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to? Good Housekeeping. What?
If you're a chick, who'd be the one man you'd sleep with?
John Stamos. Do we should become best friends?
Yep.
You want to play karate in the garage? What I want?
Flamebird's candle.
Like a candle feeds the flame.
You make my dreams come true.
Dude, I love working with older guys. Because I can listen to classic rock all day, man.
Is Perry still there? Old Perry the prospector?
Perry is a prospector. Perry, yes, he's there, but not. I work at another job. But I have 2. But yeah, Perry's there. I don't mean to sound like Perry when he talks to me, but I can't help it. You know what I mean? Like he's like. What's going on, Luke? I'm like, Perry, what's going on, man?
He's kept. I don't think he's ever grown it back. But when I first met him, he had a beard.
Yeah, I first met him, he had a beard.
So he definitely looked like a prospector then.
God, he does. He does look like prospector. God, he's so funny.
It sounds like one.
Yeah.
It sounds like an old prospector mine of gold.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the gold's still up on this here mountain.
His laugh is fucking hilarious, dude. Everyone should meet Perry, man.
Alan was always my favorite too.
Alan.
He was also old. Kind of. He was a little bit more of a crotchety older man.
He wears a vest all the time.
Maybe. I mean, he only works the line now, or did work the line. I'm not sure.
I don't think he's there anymore. He might be.
He had a hobby of collecting Hot Wheels.
Oh, that guy. He's such a goofball. He's funny. I like him too. He's hilarious. He's a goofball.
He would come by the liquor store sometimes. I'd keep up with him. And best part, he's actually a bit of a nerd because we talked The Mandalorian a little bit.
Dude. Shout out to Mandalorian. The only fucking reason I got Disney Plus, the only reason I got Disney Plus was to watch The Mandalorian.
And season 7 of the Clone Wars, and to just rewatch the whole series.
That was a great. And I guess
was not
Marvel.
a big fan of the final season. I liked the first 4 episodes with the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
But then they brought in those 4 episodes with those sisters, who were probably the worst characters since Jar Jar Binks.
Dude, I didn't like the last Star Wars. I was kind of disappointed. I think you were too, weren't you?
I hate all 3 of the last Star Wars movies.
You hate all 3?
I liked The Force Awakens because I'm like, all right, there's potential.
The first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did The Last Jedi. I'm like, okay, this was trash. How are they going to come back from this? And they couldn't. They made another shit one.
They did like the feminazi pink-haired bitch in that one.
Oh
or was
my
that the
God,
third
that
one?
was so
that was the second
obvious.
one. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
That was the middle one, and you're just like, oh my God.
Here we go.
And the guy's just like, so, what's the plan? Oh, I bet you'd love to know the plan, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I mean, I'm kind of, the second in command, so yeah, like, we're on the run, like, what's the plan? Oh, wouldn't you love to know the plan, Mr. Man? And he's just kind of like, yeah, like, we gotta do something.
Didn't they do that with 007 too?
What they're doing with the next 007.
Wait, did they make the one that was like last year? Did they come out with that one?
COVID, I think, postponed it.
Yeah, okay.
But it was supposed to come out like right before COVID happened.
Yeah.
So it's been postponed till I'm not sure when. But what they were gonna do is, in this one, Bond's gonna he was supposed to retire, and then get forced back. But in the time he was away, this black chick, was given his call sign 007.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's kind of the problem. A lot of people were misled because the way they said it, they made it sound like, oh no, she's gonna take over as Bond in the future. But then you realize the actual synopsis is like, oh no, she's just gonna be given his call sign after he left and had to come back.
Right.
It's like, if you want a female spy movie, just make another movie. Don't hijack an already established franchise that people love.
Right. I get that.
That's the whole point of Atomic Blonde. It's like, you want a female Bond? Atomic Blonde. Let the dudes keep their dude.
Yeah.
Let us keep our dude.
Yeah, let's keep our dudes. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I don't mind it being. I mean, if it's about a character, let it be about that character. You know what I mean?
I would not mind a black 007 like Idris Elba. I would love an.
Idris Elba would be badass.
Just imagine all those iconic lines in his voice. James Bond. James Bond.
That would be fucking perfect, dude. Yeah, I don't get
when. Expect me to talk, Goldfinger?
Yeah, some people get over hyped about that, like, "Cause you're making a black James Bond? What the fuck?" It's like, well, I mean, who cares, man? It's just he's black. I mean, just Superman is supposed to be white. He's supposed to be white. It's like, he's just Superman, man. Just make him black, it's cool. No, get your own. He's mine. It's like, dude, he's just black, bro. I mean, who cares, bro? He just got slightly bigger penis, a little bit more athletic. Okay, he flies. He runs a little bit a lot faster, quite frankly. He's a great Superman. Let's be honest. If Superman was real, he would probably be black.
Well, I mean, it depends on what the color of that planet was. I mean...
Yeah, that is true. Wait, was there black guys on Krypton?
No, they're all a bunch of unfuckable white dudes.
God, that is true, because Russell Crowe. Very an unfuckable white dude.
Freaking Godfather dude, Marlon Brando. He was the original Superman's dad.
He was.
And he couldn't even pronounce the name of the planet right. He called it Krypton. The planet Krypton would be destroyed.
This isn't Godfather, buddy. This isn't, what's that one movie he was in? Vietnam movie.
Oh, Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now.
The problem was, it's like, he's just that actor. He's known to be a bit of a prick, and he's just so deep into his work that he's going to call whatever the fuck you want. It's like,
right.
It's called Krypton. What the fuck did I say? Krypton? And that's what it's called now. Get over it.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference if, I mean, obviously, who gives a fuck if you change a character? to another race. The only thing is, if it was like if it was strictly something like, for instance, you would never change Luke Cage. Luke Cage is from Harlem. He's made to be a black character. You never change that. You know what I mean? And if there's a white guy that fucking, I don't know, did some fucking white shit.
How about White Panther?
White. Yeah, if there was a White Panther, you wouldn't change him, I guess.
They have one. It's a White Wolf.
Is it really?
Bucky Barnes. He's been the White Wolf, and he works with Black Panther.
Is he a bad guy or a good guy?
Good guy.
Oh, really?
And they even mention it in Infinity War when they're going to like basically tell Bucky to like suit up. He's like, "This one might be tired of war, but the White Wolf will come when he is cold."
The White Wolf. He's like the Eminem of Wakanda or something like that. He's like Eminem of Wakanda, dude. That's exactly what they're doing. I know what they're doing. I'm not stupid. Man, that sucks.
Everybody in the 303.
Yeah. Hey, put your hands if you come with me. He's dissing everyone. The White Wolf is cold.
I mean, we've already seen him. We've already seen the Falcon get burned in a rap battle.
Oh yeah. His real name is Clarence. Clarence parents have a real good marriage. Dude, that's kind of sad that guy died, man. He was a great actor too. He played Jackie Robinson. He was in a couple other movies I didn't see, but I watched clips of it. And I was like, God, he was great. And then I really liked Black Panther. The only part I didn't like of the movie Black Panther was the rhinos. I could have done without the rhinos.
Those rhinos were bad.
It was a little corny. It was a little too much, but I loved Black Panther. Actually, I thought Black Panther, when I first watched Black Panther, I really liked it. But when I watched it again one time, I was like, this is genius, because they made, like, the beginning, they made it super comic booky, and they made it like, it almost reminded me of the old Spider-Mans. You know what I mean? Like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. If you watch the first scene when they're like I think they're in New York or something like that, some city, and like that's exactly what it reminds me of, the old Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire, and it was really cool. It was done really well.
Freaking Andy Serkis, I loved his character.
Who's Andy Serkis?
He was the dude with the like robotic hand. He was
He's in Black Panther, or is it?
Yeah. He was the dude that was like helping the main bad guy, and then the bad guy like turns on him.
Was he the big dude? I can't remember. I haven't seen it forever.
He's the dude that when they like shoot up the museum, he goes, "You come here."
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just don't tell anybody.
Right.
And then he shoots him like, "Why don't you just shoot him here?" Oh no, we leave this.
Right. Yeah. I remember that. Dude.
Andy Serkis is so underrated. He's gonna be Alfred now.
That's right. He is gonna be Alfred. Dude, I think that Batman's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be comic booky, and I think it's gonna be kind of cool.
What the hell is the point of all those bloody push-ups if he can't even lift a bloody rock?
Dude, he does need to beef up though. Robert Pattinson needs to beef up a little bit.
So skinny and tinted, dude.
Okay, but I will argue this. Think of it. Okay. Well, Christian Bale was pretty jacked, but if you look at Michael Keaton, he wasn't jacked, and the whole point of him was to be like an average guy. Tim Burton wanted it to be like, no, I want Batman to look like an average guy, so you never know it's Batman. That was his point. Maybe that's what but they're doing a comic book.
He
Batman.
got a little nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Dude, that's a. Oh, I was thinking Lethal Weapon right there. But yeah, I remember that. Want to get a little nuts? Yeah.
Come on, let's get nuts.
Dude, that was a good Batman. Did they make 2 of those? They only made 2 of them.
Yeah. He was supposed to do 3, but I think he just saw the script and was like, yeet.
Was that going to be the...
that was Val Kilmer.
That was the Val Kilmer one? God, that one was awful. I didn't mind the George Clooney one. Actually, I didn't mind. I was a kid. I was a kid when I watched it.
But now as an adult, you hate it.
I haven't watched it, so I can't form an opinion. Hey. What does he say? What's that corny line Arnold says?
Which one? The whole movie is ice puns.
I know, it's hilarious.
The whole movie is ice and puns.
It's so fucking Arnold, dude.
And there's some puns that don't even make sense.
Don't get cold. Don't get cold.
Allow me to break the ice.
Allow me to break the ice.
My name is Freeze. It is the chilling sound of your doom.
He had some hot girlfriends, though.
But there's that one line in the movie where they're like, "Where's the snowman?" And Robin goes, "Where's the snowman?" And Batgirl goes, "Maybe he melted." And Batman goes, "No, he's just hibernating." I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Snowmen don't hibernate.
Yes, it would make it easy. He would be in the snow. They don't go. And now in the summer he would hibernate. You idiot! George Clooney, you're stupid. You're stupid.
You're not only wrong, you're stupid.
And you just look so good, like fine wine, as you get older.
You see, the thing is George Clooney is the real life Bruce Wayne, but he cannot pull off the darkness to be Batman.
No, he's not dark enough.
I love him in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, though. That's my favorite George Clooney.
That was a great movie.
Well, ain't this place a geological oddity?
He's bona fide.
2 weeks in every direction.
Dude, there's those movies that, like, you know, you got like what's it called?
The color god is colored. Who made them the color god?
Well, he's like, all right. Well, A Brother with Art Thou. What's the other movie? Fried Green Tomatoes. What's the other movie kind of like that around that kind of feel? Has that feel to it? 8 Mile. Green Mile. Green Mile. Great movie.
Hey man, walking the green mile, walking the green mile.
Walking the Green Mile. Dude, what's his place played a freaking crazy? Change the subject. The guy, he played a crazy pervert. What was it? What's that guy's name?
Oh, Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, dude. He's you ever seen
underrated.
Choke?
No.
He's like he always plays like a weird sex addict in movies.
Have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
No, is it good?
It's pretty good.
Isn't it about Hitler?
Sort of. It's about this young kid who's kind of stuck in, Nazi Germany, and he is a fanatic of Hitler, so he speaks to an imaginary figment of Hitler, hilariously played by Taika Waititi.
Who's Sam Rockwell play?
He plays a Nazi captain.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. God, he looks so... He's like the most white trash looking actor there is, but he plays it so well.
He was also in Iron Man 2. He was Tony's
he was.
rival, I guess.
Yeah, he was. God, he is a pretty good actor. He just doesn't get the
You ever
credit.
seen Galaxy Quest?
No, I
Because
haven't.
the character he played reflected him at that time. He was Galaxy Quest is like it was basically like they were on a show called Galaxy Quest, which was basically like Star Trek.
Right.
And then they actually get sucked into like the real thing.
Uh-huh.
And in the show, he played like a crewman in a random episode. And like, okay, it's gonna be just like episode 87. He goes, no, we can't do this like episode 87. Why? Because I died in episode 87.
Oh, I've seen clips of that. I think I've seen clips of that on like HBO.
Oh my god, I'm the guy who's gonna die when we land on the planet. What the hell are you talking about? You made a big deal about not getting left back on the ship. Well, I thought I was gonna be the guy that when I get left on the ship, something bad happens and I die up there, but no, I'm thinking I'm the guy that dies when we land on the planet 5 minutes later.
Dude, what's it called? Thinking of Sam Rockwell playing like perverts. Do you remember Chris D'Elia?
Yeah.
Dude, isn't that like a weird situation what happened with him?
Oh, I don't know what happened to him.
Dude,
I just saw his comedy
First
stuff.
off, oh god, I love him. I didn't like his last stuff because I anticipated it too much. But I'm a huge fan of him, and I watched his podcast every day. It was fucking hilarious. But like, I guess he was like texting like 17-year-old girls, and then he would think at first he thought they were like 18, which he's 40, which is already kind of still weird, but he's like, oh, you're 18, and he's, oh, okay, never mind. He'd correct himself, and then like the next day he'd be like, oh, hey, like he'd still be messaging him. So he didn't exactly do anything, but I think he did actually get pictures from one girl, and then like he said, like I believe the text messages were it was basically like I couldn't even remember. Like basically he got the pictures, then he was like, oh no, never mind, but he said it way after the fact. I was like, no way. When someone like that happens, you're like, no, I don't believe it. And then more comes out. Then he totally was like, I'm gathering up my evidence, and then he just kind of admitted to it. It was like, yeah, I'm going to therapy. I was like, oh no, dude, don't do that. Oh, I mean, going to therapy, get yourself fixed. But man, dude,
that's disappointing.
It's disappointing when especially, dude, I used to be in terrible moods, and I'd watch his podcast, and it made me feel so much better.
I love this comedy workshop he did. It's like a 10-minute thing where he's roasting the audience, and it's so funny.
He is witty. He's very witty.
Because there's this one dude who's like got like basically like a shaved head and a beard. And he's like, I hate that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
you're
if
backwards.
If this is going, like, get rid of this too. You got upside down head.
Yeah, I
this
saw
is
that.
you in the morning, just.
Dude, he's funny as shit, and he's super witty. But like, dude, if you watch the podcast, he's very sexual in him, and like, you think it's funny, you're like, that's just him. But then now that this came out, it's like, oh, dude, you're not. It didn't help his case at all. You know what I mean?
These fucking bugs. Dude.
I know, dude. Well, shit. I think we should probably wrap it up. It's
Probably should.
getting down to it.
Oh man, we
got
went off the rails.
We did off the rails, but hey, dude. Hopefully it's entertaining, man.
Hopefully that's what it's all about.
It's all about, dude.
All right, one thing. Let's just go back to the Chiefs real quick. We got the Patriots at home next week. If we can go into Baltimore and just push Lamar Jackson's shit in, I think we should have no problem doing that in Arrowhead with Cam Newton.
Oh, 100%.
We just got to respect them, and we can come away with a big-time win.
We definitely, you know what, I don't think we're going to, I would say we can't underestimate them at all.
Never.
But, especially just the Patriots. I don't care if they don't have Tom Brady or not. We can't underestimate them. But I think we won't. I honestly think we won't. Just because of, I don't know, just
I think that's what we did with the Chargers, and I think the team realizes it. I
That's-
think they were looking past the Chargers at Baltimore. We almost got trapped. We
Yes.
almost got upset. So I think we had that game to be like, okay, we got to respect them one at a time.
And I'm glad that was our second game, right?
Yeah.
So we're 3-0. I don't think we'll get cocky just because of that second game. You know what I mean? Yeah, we beat Lamar Jackson, but they were coming a little bit back, just a little bit. And I just think all of our teams have we do a good job of getting a little bit humbled every game, I think.
Because they did get back within a touchdown, but we just went on a beautiful drive, killed like 6
100%.
minutes off the clock, and then we threw a touchdown to Eric Fisher just to extra finesse him. Like, yeah, no, you're not coming back to this game.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be beautiful, dude. It's going to be beautiful.
I like how we're playing offense now because I think Andy Reid realizes, you know what, we're scoring too many points too quickly. We need to possess the ball more.
Yeah.
So our offensive style possesses the ball, which I love that we're possessing.
You
it.
kind of had a problem with Andy Reid a year ago.
Just clock management and sometimes questionable play calling has plagued him a lot, but it's getting better. I think.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
he's finally figuring out those things that have killed him.
Right. Well, he's got a team. We finally got, a system that works, a team. I always say this, we're sloppy, but we throw people off with our sloppiness, and I love it. You know what I mean? It's unique. We're a very unique team. We're entertaining. I think out of every team, it's kind of scary how good we are now. You know what I mean?
We are not the average team.
No, we're definitely not.
For the first time in a long time.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait. I'm ready.
I'm ready. Dude, fuck you, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Dude, feel my nips. Don't feel my fucking nips.
Just ready for love, buddy. Come here, Nick. Hey.
See what I have to deal with?
I heard he's a state champ wrestler.
State
champ.
State place.
I'm a state champ.
Placer.
I could have went pro, but I tore my penis. We'll end that there.